So I'm here today to speak to you guys a little bit about how to find your own path, how to find out what you really want to do, and through understanding about how you feel. I'm talking a little bit as well about what it really means to be yourself. So I imagine some of you have heard before that kind of phrase, be yourself. Maybe you've been doing something, you had a performance to do, or something, and someone has just said to you, be yourself. And it's kind of like what does that mean? You know? We know a little bit, but I'd like to just ask, just to open up, just to get a few opinions from people, a few ideas about what for you it means to be yourself. Okay, so I just want to get a few ideas. First of all, do we have volunteers? We might have a volunteer. Occasionally I get a volunteer. Yes, my friend over here. So can you tell me, for you, what does it mean to be yourself?
I want to be IT analyst.
Want to be an IT? IT, oh brilliant, oh, fantastic. So, what, like, as an idea though, being yourself, what does being yourself mean? Do you think?
Be a good in everything you want.
Yeah, be good in everything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, thank you. I'm going to get some more ideas as well. Do I have another volunteer? What does it mean to you to be yourself? Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, good, fantastic. So, I wouldn't exactly say don't care about anybody, but it's like you don't care about others in the sense that you said you don't care about others. You do what you feel. So not exactly don't care about others, but I do know what you mean. Yeah. Perfect. That's great. So I've got a little slideshow to give you in a second that you maybe seen. But, being yourself is about understanding yourself and doing what you feel and not being influenced kind of in a bad way by other people, I think. And we're going to today experience, as well as me talking about being yourself, I want you to have like a bit of an experience of what it feels like to really be in your own space, like inhabit your own space, if you like, and be yourself. So I think that to find and follow your own path in life, to find your own unique path that you make, you need to find and follow the things that inspire you. And we need to do this because we are more capable of giving more back to the world when we're inspired by what we're doing. We're more capable of giving back more value when we're inspired. How do we find out what inspires us? We need to understand how we feel. We need to connect to, understand, take note of how we feel. Because that's what points towards what inspires us. So just to begin with, I'm just going to give you a little bit of context about who I am, where I'm from, what I've done, and what I've been doing for the past few years. Am I speaking too fast, or it's okay? It's okay? Good. Just occasionally people have to slow me down. I get too excited. So, who am I? Where am I from? My name is Ben. Like Ben 10? Ben 10. And I'm from the UK, from England, and I'm from a little town called Cheltenham. Cheltenham is famous for horse racing. And if anyone knows, you know. So the Cheltenham races, it's on television every year we go there. When I grew up, what I liked doing when I was kind of your age, what I liked to do, I used to swim a lot. I used to swim sometimes every morning actually, and I'd train from 5 to 9 times a week. So sometimes I'd train twice a day. And this is something that really taught me actually discipline and doing something and working really hard for something that you're passionate about. Like learning that you have to work really hard to be good at something. So this was something I did. I did the 100 meters backstroke, and I came 16th in the UK for my age group at the time, and that was like the pinnacle of swimming for me. But then I started to lose interest in swimming a bit. I thought this isn't quite what I want to do. I started to break dance. And this is something that really came from me, like no one ever had to tell me to do that. My parents didn't have to be like, Ben, you have to break dance today. Yeah? It's not the kind of thing you can imagine a parent saying, right? So, what I ended up doing was I was in a music video actually. So, do you know Britain's Got Talent?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a guy in 2006 who won it, called George Sampson, who was a breakdancer. And so I was in all this work. Oh, wrong one. Can we go back? Yes, we can. There we go. So I was in this music video of George Sampson, and that's me without a beard when I was actually your age, and it was good fun. It was a good experience. So that's something that I always love to do, and I also love to draw. So these are just a couple of my drawings, and I like to do calligraphy as well. So this is a sentence. It's like a bit of a tongue twister because the th sound is really hard, isn't it, to say. So I gave this to my brother's girlfriend, who's German. And she couldn't, I think like it's hard to say. I think the th sound isn't in Hindi either, is it? So it's hard. So it is. It's not. Okay. So on Thursday, I thought of thanking my friend Nibble for the enthusiasm. Bit of a mouthful. It was just a bit of fun to give to my friend. And what I did for drawing was I met the guy who did the Harry Potter books. You know Harry Potter, right? Yeah. And he did the illustrations for the Harry Potter books. And I ended up teaching drawing workshops with him actually. But I learned from him first. He became a teacher, and I learned, and this is some of the stuff that I did. When I grew up also, I was a DJ. So when I was about 13, I got an inheritance from my great aunts. And I decided to do what like most lads would do. Like I bought DJ kit, DJ set, and a massive like disco lighting and everything. And I actually started my own business. And I went around and I started to do friends parties to special occasions, and it started growing by word of mouth. And this was you're never too young to start. Right? This was a really great way for me at that age to make money. I was making like decent money at the weekends, you know. Another thing, just trying to remember all the things now. So DJing, so I sing a little bit, and I also play the piano. So you may have heard this morning, I'm a piano teacher. That's what I do in the UK. Another thing, just a little thing I've been doing since I kind of did when I came here to India, was I actually got picked up and I was cast into a Bollywood group. So do you know Kapil Sharma?
Yes.
Yeah? So I'm going to be in his movie, right? Crazy. And you know Farangi's going to be out? Farangi? Yeah? So I'm going to be... This means I'm going to be in a movie, you know? And I don't look that cool in the movie because in 1920s India, I don't think they had aviators. And I think the gun is not the period as well, but I'm going to be like an architect. It's going to be really cool. And in another scene, I'm ballroom dancing. So if you want to go see the film, check out the ballroom dancing scene and just have a look out for me because you can see me. I think I'm pretty sure that I'm in the shot. I'm only an extra. I don't have a speaking part. I'm in the background, you know, just to be in the background. Pretty cool still. I thought it was a fun thing to do. So for the last few years, like job-wise, what I've been doing, since leaving university, I've done quite a few things. So I was a waiter in a restaurant, in a bakery, in a tea shop. I was in a call centre selling wine, which was a pretty good job because they actually gave us wine as we were doing the job because we'd need to sell the wine, right? So we were taught how to taste the wine, and we'd be tasting it. I could be calling somebody, and they'd be asking me about the wine. I'd be like, well, yeah, actually, I have this with me right here, right now, and it's quite cool. So I was doing that. Also, I've been a care assistant in a care home. So I look after old people, elderly people, elderly residents, and they have mostly dementia. You know dementia? So dementia is as you get older, you start to lose your memory, basically, and you start to lose the connections in your brain. And this was quite, could be an emotionally and physically draining thing, but also very rewarding. So I found that when you can help somebody with their day-to-day needs, and they something they can't do themselves, and you know that you've left that person afterwards, and they are better because you helped them, that's like a really nice feeling. And so I was really learning that helping people was a really nice thing to do. And a good feeling for me to do, as well as a good thing to do in the world. But for the past few years, what I've really been doing is teaching piano. So teaching piano to kids this big, from 5 or 6 years old, up until I think my oldest student was 17 years old. And I really enjoyed this. This was a really enjoyable thing to do. And also, the main thing that I've been building over the past 3 years is life coach. And I learned for the next 10 to 13 years until I got better than my dad. And my dad was the one who inspired me, and I got better than my dad. And then I went to university to play piano, to play classical, to study classical music and play piano. This is essentially like I was following my dream, actually. I love to play the piano. I love to play the piano, and I was really enjoying myself, and I was learning a lot, and it was fantastic. But pretty soon, I was breakdancing a lot. I had found an amazing breakdancing scene, and I found, as well, I started to practice the piano way more. I practiced loads. I practiced a few hours a day anyway, but I started to play 3 or 4 hours a day every day, and I was breakdancing. And it ended up being too much. And I got aches and pains in my hands and forearms that wouldn't go away. And eventually I had to leave. I had to leave because I thought this is going to be silly for me to play through this pain that I'm getting. And it was a devastating moment who I wanted to become. So these points happen, like in your life. There's going to be these points where things don't quite work out for you. And you have to learn to define yourself from a deeper place than what you do. And this is where the personal development journey started for me. And I found my piano teacher. So this piano teacher taught me piano in a way that I've never learned anything before. And she taught me to learn about how I'm feeling instead of thinking about what my audience are thinking. Like before I was thinking, what are the crowd thinking? Does it sound good to them? Do they like me? Does it sound good? And I brought it into, instead, my own experience. How do I feel about what I'm playing? How do I actually feel? What's my experience like? What do my hands feel like? What does my body feel like as I'm playing? And this experience fired music way above what I'd known before. And I started to enjoy it more, bring more joy back into my playing. I became a better player, and it was just an all-round amazing experience. And it was then Charlotte, my piano teacher, who put me onto a life coach, the emotional fitness coach, who taught me my skills as a life coach. And he taught me how to understand exactly how I'm feeling and why, and let go of limiting emotions and beliefs and embrace the positive ones that arise underneath. And this was so transformative for me. This was like the most inspiring thing that I'd ever learned. It was amazing. So I want to give you an exercise. Right now we're going to do a meditation. Are you kind of aware of meditation? You're aware of meditation, but does anybody meditate in this room at all? Has anybody meditated before? Yeah? Like, I imagine you may have done a little bit. But we're going to have a small meditation, and then we're going to visualize something that you like to do, like an activity you like. Maybe it's something, a few people you like to hang around with, an activity you like to do with a certain amount of people, with your friends. And then we're going to feel the physical feeling of where that actually comes from. And this place, like, when you manage to feel this, that's like you. That's you starting to understand your own motivation and what motivates you. When something in the world, you respond to it, actually as a feeling. So if we can all sit up nice and straight. Okay, so nice and straight. I want you to nice and straight. Because we don't want to fall asleep, you see, because the thing is you can fall asleep when you meditate, because you get to this relaxed state. And we want to stay alert at the same time as being relaxed. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. Okay, everyone close your eyes, take a deep breath. And please silence as well, so that everyone can experience this. Okay. Take a deep breath. Just be aware of your breathing. Just slow your breathing down. Just slow your breathing down. Take your mind away from any distractions there might be at this time. And focus on your breath. Focus on your breathing. If your mind starts to wander, which it will do very quickly actually, if your mind starts to wander, just gently bring it back to your breathing. Quiet please, quiet. Allow this space that we have right now, these few minutes, just to focus on your breathing. Take away from the worries and the thoughts that you have throughout your day. Just focus on your breathing. And then start to think about, just think about something that you like to do, the things that you like to do, an activity that you like to do. This could be in school, it could be out of school. And just allow that to take up your imagination, your full attention for that. As you breathe in, just breathe in that experience. I just want you now to feel if there's a physical place in your body where that feels, where that feeling is, where that good feeling is. Just continue to breathe. And if you can feel that physical place, just allow that to relax even more. Allow it to relax even more. So as you breathe in, you let that place expand and relax. As you breathe out, just let out all of the things that you don't need right now. Any stagnant or not good feeling, just flow out with your breath, and as you breathe in, breathe into that physical place. Just remember you still have this feeling, but you're also in this room. And both realities are true. You can open your eyes. Just bring yourself back here. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just speak to, when I finish speaking in a second, just speak to each other about that experience. Speak to each other about how that was for you. Like how did you find that? What was that like? And did you find the physical place where it was? So if you can, in pairs at least, and you can go further if you want to speak in a group. Yeah? Okay, would you like the microphone? Yeah? No, it's okay, it's okay. Speak to me to begin with, and then I'll relay back and speak to everyone. So how was that? You like to travel, awesome. And did you find like a physical place where that was? Do you know what I mean by the physical place? No? So usually when there's a feeling, like it's actually, sorry, thank you very much, thank you. So when there's a feeling, it's always actually, there's a physical place where you feel, you know when you, say you're nervous, you get butterflies in your tummy, yeah? Or if you're fearful, you have a knot in your stomach. Or sometimes you might get something in your throat where you want to express yourself but you can't. Like you're trying to hold back tears actually. If you've ever tried to hold back crying, you get the feeling in your throat where you're like strangling yourself because you want to cry but you don't, you're trying to hold it back. So you always feel feelings in your body, right? So can I get somebody else? Maybe I'll pick somebody this time to speak to me. So I go over to this gentleman here. Can you tell me? Would you like to tell me how that experience was for you? Also, if it didn't quite work, if it didn't work for you, then you can just say that as well. Yep. Sorry? Sorry, so can you speak slow for me? Unextraordinary. Oh, it was extraordinary. Okay, so why was that? So it was extraordinary. So, was it? It was something different. So did you feel peaceful? Yeah. Was there anything else with like the peaceful feeling? Was there? Did you find a physical place? Physical place where, when I say a physical place, you know, like a place in your body where you can feel that it feels good. Oneness. Oh, sorry? Warmness. Okay, very nice. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. So was this like a new experience for anybody? Right? It's a new thing. It's not something that we're necessarily taught. In fact, it's something that as kids we're just intuitively, we just are. We just are who we are, and we're being who we are, and there's no filters. But as we get older and older, there are more and more filters, and we get cut off from this feeling. So I want to give you just like the main point today, just checking this out, making sure I'm on time. The main kind of thing here is about what do we really want? How do we find our own motivation? Because there's an internal motivation that a few of us just found, where we understand the feeling, and that is our motivation. That's us. That's kind of, you could say that is you being yourself when you feel that part of yourself. So I believe that we all have a real dream, and we all have a real dream about how our lives could be amazing. But sometimes that dream gets taken over by what the world at large tells us a dream life looks like. And there are a few ways that this happens, and one of the ways is our peer group, our friendship group. We do what we're doing, we like what we like, we are the way we are because we want to be accepted by the people that we're around, or by the people that we want to impress. Which is fine, because it's understandable, because we're social animals. We need to be in groups, we need to be in a group of people, so we do things to be in groups of people. But that can turn into like external motivation that isn't our own. We start acting in a way that actually isn't us, so that we can be accepted, or so that we can be accepted in the group. And the other ways are that we have so much from the media, from advertising, television, billboards, social media, that's coming in at us, that's giving us ideas of what wealth is, that those ideas accidentally become our own ideas. They accidentally become our ideas when they're actually the ideas that are coming in at us. The way that I realized this the most was when I had these amazing teachers. I talked about this piano teacher, this life coach. I also had my drawing teacher, Cliff, who's the guy who did the Harry Potter books. He's an amazing teacher. I started to believe I could do anything and be anything that I wanted to do. And so one day I remember sitting down and thinking to myself, and thinking, what do I want to do? If I could do anything, if I could be anything, what would I want to do? And actually, this is a good coaching question. This is a good question to ask yourself. But what I realized when I thought for myself, what do I really want? These pictures came up. So I imagined myself in a speedboat speeding towards a desert island. Beautiful desert island, palm trees, clear blue skies, turquoise waters. And it's kind of like, okay, that sounds all right. That sounds like quite a nice image. It sounds like it would be quite relaxing. It sounds like, yeah, I'd quite like to own a boat and be driving towards an island. But I realized that this wasn't actually connected to my feeling. There was no connection from these images that I was thinking to how I feel. There was no substance to them. And it was at that point that I realized that these actually are not my pictures. It's not my vision, it's not my dream. It's just a vision that has been sold to me my whole life. And this was like massive realization, like I needed this. This is what I needed. Because it meant that I had unconscious goals in my life of what wealth is, that I was kind of half going towards, but at the same time not really. And we don't ever like evaluate those goals, but it's really important to. So what I want to do is to get this personal feeling that we've just got from this last exercise, this feeling of who you are, this your own motivation that comes inside you, and use that to project an idea into the future of what you'll be doing and the kind of person that you want to be. So we're going to do a similar exercise. So if you, again, sit up nice and straight so you're supporting yourselves and you're not going to like slouch because you'll fall asleep. It does happen. It does happen. I ask people to open their eyes and you've got someone like snoring in the back. So sit nice and straight. Okay? Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Just don't talk. We don't want to use this as an opportunity to start speaking. We just want to. Okay. Just focus on your breathing. Just bring your experience into you're bringing your attention into yourself. So it's not about anything around you, and this is about you, and it's for you, and you are doing something for yourself right now. So you don't need to worry about anything else that's going on. Just focus on your breathing. On the inflow and the outflow of your breathing. And if you find your mind wandering, which it will do quickly, just bring it back. And take this space for yourself, right there. Now just think of the thing again you were thinking of before, you like doing. People or person you like being with. And just allow the fact that you enjoy this experience again. Bring your focus back to it if your mind wanders. And then feel the feeling. Physical place where that is. As you breathe, allow that place to expand. Ask yourself, what is this feeling? Is it gratitude? Or is your own mind? Your own word for this moment. Feeling the feeling. And then just ask yourself the question, what would I be doing if I was doing something that was in line with this feeling? If I was doing something or being somebody that worked with this feeling, what would I be doing? If I expressed this feeling in the world and I was doing something. Just keep your attention on this. If there are a few distractions around. You can allow the image to be abstract. It doesn't have to be a finite, finished image. It can just be very abstract if you like. Okay, and then just remember that we're in this room and that this experience is still with you. Be fully aware that you're in this room. And then you can open your eyes. Okay, you can all open your eyes. Okay. So slightly different from the last one. We're using feelings, like our own personal feelings, to project ideas into the future for who we could be. And sometimes they can be surprising. Sometimes it's something that we already know. It's a dream. It's something that we already know. And sometimes it's something that totally surprises us. Was a total surprise for me. But when I started to feel into what my real values are, I realized that that was what the best expression of me is to speak in front of students and to pass on the knowledge that I've learned. So I'm going to ask a few people, again, for their experience on this. So if I come over to this lady over here. Yep. No, behind. Yes. So can I ask, how was that experience for you? Was it? You feel sleepy? Okay. So that's okay. That's okay. Wait, sorry?
It's true something.
It's good.
I'm saying true.
I'm saying truth.
True. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fine. So with meditation in general, what can happen is especially if you haven't done it before, but this happens happens with me still, is that you can feel sleepy because when your mind is that relaxed, you're used to just being asleep. When your mind is that relaxed, so that's why you kind of intuitively your body goes and just knocks off. But that's where the challenge is that when you feel sleepy, is you bring yourself back from your sleepiness to your breathing in the same way that you bring yourself away from your thoughts and your stress and your worries to your breathing. And eventually you get this supreme kind of state of relaxation that you're not used to experiencing in waking life, because you're usually experiencing that when you're sleeping. So I'm just going to ask a few other people. Can I go over here to this gentleman? I have a feeling he may have fallen asleep as well. Did you fall asleep? You did, yeah. Did you find anything from it though? Did you find it relaxing? What was the experience like? Yeah? And you felt sleepy. Okay. Maybe I need to kind of address that more actually as I'm speaking to keep you. Wait, shouted really loudly. Yeah, we'll do that. It's not so good for meditation, is it? Make yourself straight. Okay, so I'll go over to here to this gentleman who just looked away from me and looked behind him. And he's still looking behind him.